Namo Buddhaya. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, I would wish you to have all kind of happiness within yourself. I got a question for you today. What's that? What's the difference between patience and tolerance? In the Buddha's teachings, it comes like this. Kanti paraman tapo titikka. Kanti means patience. Tapo titikka. If you need to be a virtuous person, just you have to name yourself as a tapas or tapo. That means it's a pure-minded person. How do we get this? How do we get this kind of virtuous lives? Of course, with patience. Simply, we have to say, I have to tolerate all the time. Wherever I go, whoever I'm going to associate with, whatever the things I have to gain all the time, I have to practice tolerance. What does it mean? Nowadays, there are so many cases. People used to claim, I got a stress out. I'm in a depression level. I'm having a chronic stress of mind setup. People used to claim. What does it mean when we talk about stress and depression? If we can train our mind to accept the truth of anicca or impermanence, not to cry, but to be active. Not to be inactive, but to be active. That means, if it is impermanent, why we are going to cry? If you come to this world, as human beings, of course we have to go through old age, sicknesses, and finally we have to meet this death. So, we have to live now with our own activities. Whatever the things, as a right person, to maintain daily, of course we have to do it. As a monk, I have to purify my mind from evil thoughts of anger, jealousy, hatred, and strong feelings of greed. At the same time, I have to serve other people with compassion, patience, tolerance, giving. There are so many good qualities. Of course, we have to do it. It's my story. How about your story? It comes behind you. As an ordinary person, of course, you have to do your duties towards yourself and others. First thing is just study well. There are so many venues to follow. Of course, create good thoughts in your mind. With experience, train respectable people's lives. And then you can have lots of lessons into a life. Also associate with your parents, teachers, and experienced people. Those who are coming from educational and virtuous background. And then you can serve yourself and others as well. At the same time, be patient with tolerance. Tolerance means whether you like or not, you have to go through. For instance, when you work for your living, of course you have to have a workplace. You have to be a team worker. Sometimes you have to work under pressure. At the time, whether you like or not to this kind of environment, but still you have to be tolerant without violating whatever the rules over there. But remember, you need help with patience. Patience means with understanding. You have to work with. With understanding, you have to go through your hard working, your lifestyle. What does it mean when I say with understanding, you have to be patient? Being a human is so rare. We need money. You need money for living. So that's why you are working. Without working, do you think we are able to get everything free? Of course, there are facilities, but still, as a human being, or respectable human being, we have to do kind of contribution to this world. Just to say, you may have millions of rupees or dollars which came from your parents' side, but still, what kind of contribution you offered towards your family, towards your own business? Think about that seriously. If you don't have any kind of contributions with yourself, you are going to have everything free. That means you are such an empty-minded person. Remember, if you don't have experience how to handle with that, also how to tackle with that, you may lose everything. Whatever the wealth you got from your parents, you don't have that kind of experience to face for in a serious situations. That means you may lose everything. Sometimes within few years, you may destroy all kind of assets what you had in your hand. That's the problem. So we are having a suggestions to you. Of course, you have to start with tolerance while asking for happiness. Also, you have to have quality experience. You know, people may have kind of experience, but it's not having kind of quality experience. What does it mean? You have to learn something, at the same time put into production. It's very important. So that's why we are asking you, it should be a quality experience and training. And then, of course, you are tolerable. At the same time, you are going to practice patience without angry mind. You know, expressing your angry thoughts of your feelings towards other co-workers or beings. You know how to tackle with that. But still you have to maintain peace of mind. Otherwise, you may lose your health. We don't want to lose our health. Of course, you have to protect it. At the same time, we have to work at this environment. It's very important. So that's why I ask you to learn how to practice tolerance. At the same time, you have to end up with patience without harming yourself. At the same time, we don't want to hurt anyone else. If you are going to harm or hurt anyone else because of your duties or your living, that means you are not a kind person. You are not a noble human being. Of course, we are practicing the Buddha. The Buddha means noble human being who existed on this earth forever. So that's why when we follow the Buddha's teachings, each time we have to have experience with patience and tolerance. So simply we have to start with tolerance and we have to end up with patience. It's so beautiful. Think about that. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may you be well and happy. Anumodana. Thank you.